Seems we all want heroes of one kind or another. Heroes exist in almost every walk of life. In religion we have our heroes: Buddha, Jesus Christ, Muhammad. In business we have our heroes: Elon Musk. I was going to say Donald Trump, although I imagine not many people would agree with that one. But anyway, there are plenty of heroes in business, entrepreneurs as they are called. Gives them a grand sounding title. The whole hero thing is actually fairly destructive for reasons that I'll come to. You know, the whole thing starts when we're young. So young boys are told not to cry. They're told that big boys don't cry. In fact, these days it seems it's actually even more acceptable for a man to cry. In fact, maybe it's even approved of these days, because it shows that he's got some touchy-feely stuff going on. But as for young boys, well, fathers very often look on their sons when they cry with a certain amount of disdain. It's not good. They're projecting some kind of hero thing onto them, which is wholly unhealthy. But girls can get pretty much the same thing. They can be told to be sensible or to grow up when they're being a bit skittish or whatever. And so at a very young age we're already being programmed to be some kind of hero, to be stoical about things instead of being spontaneous. So this preference for heroism starts at an early age, and from society's point of view is very, very useful. It makes us tolerate all kinds of shit that we wouldn't tolerate any other way. If you're stoical while you're doing some mind-deadening job day after day just to support your family, and you're told that you are being a good citizen and all that kind of stuff, then maybe it makes it more palatable. The British are particularly good at this. I guess everybody's heard of the British stiff upper lip. Oddly enough, this is something that the aristocrats and the well-to-do tell the peasants and the workers to do, but they don't actually do it themselves. I'll let you into a little secret there. Anyway, the fact that the whole of society promotes heroes, entrepreneurs, celebrities, and of course, in the military. Many people feel that they have to live up to this image of the hero. And the heroes are bestowed with honours, wealth, fame, maybe some kind of military honour. What isn't so visible is a price that has been paid to become a hero, and also the fact that millions, in fact billions of people will not become heroes. They will not be recognized for their heroic efforts, whatever they might have been. And as a result, they'll feel inadequate to some extent. So, you would expect all that kind of behavior in society, really, in mammon. You would expect that society, which is basically pushed by the will to life and the dollar, which is the symbol of the will to life, you would expect it to be coercive and cruel in that kind of way. But you wouldn't really expect it in so-called spiritual, religious and even philosophical activities, would you? But actually the hero dynamics are still at play here. It can take some particularly pathetic forms. One of the groups I knew way back when, in that particular group, heroism was equated with how much chicken shit you could shovel from one place to another in a given period of time. And this was, I don't know, you were seen as some kind of hero for some reason if you could move lots of chicken shit. More generally, the heroes come in the form of enlightened ones, whatever they are. Gurus of various kinds, the wise ones, and anyone who cares to claim they have special knowledge that you don't have and actually can't get because it's special. We're all suckers for this because we are desperate to transfer our fear and uncertainty onto someone who seems to have all the answers. Because actually existence is terrifying. Most of us buffer that. And one of the ways of buffering it is to transfer that insecurity onto some person that we believe has no insecurity and knows what the whole game is all about. But there are no free lunches. If we've made this transfer, there's an implicit understanding that we've given power to that person. It's the way it works. You know, the person that we have put up on the pedestal and believe has special knowledge or powers that can somehow be bestowed upon us, we will play a slavish role as far as that person is concerned. And that slavish role may mean that we have to do what they tell us to do, to try and understand the things they tell us to understand, to make efforts in the way they tell us to make efforts, and so on. So we might be advised to be mindful, to meditate, to study, to make efforts beyond the norm. In a word, to reinforce our poor, already overloaded super ego, which is already full of shoulds and shouldn'ts. You should do this, you shouldn't do that, and now you've got some new ones. You should meditate for an hour every day, you shouldn't get angry, you should give money to this cause, you shouldn't, whatever the deal is between this person that you have put up on a pedestal and your willingness to follow what this person says and do what he or she tells you to do. Here's a very simple cure for all of this. Abandon heroism in all its forms. The guru, the enlightened, the entrepreneur, the celebrity, the movie star, the striving student. Capitulate. I have to admit, I do feel a little bit guilty using that word capitulate, because in our society it has such a bad ring to it. But the guru and the enlightened are pretty much in the same genre as the celebrity and the movie star. They're people that we believe have some special thing about them. Abandon all that heroism crap. Nobody out there has anything special that you don't have. If you want to understand philosophy, then just go read the books and do your own thinking. If you want to gain some level of inner peace, then work on your emotions and maybe meditate a little bit. It's not it's not rocket science. Actually, Spinoza was very clear about our own capabilities, and he said in one of his propositions, I can't remember which one, that we should use our reason to establish what powers we do have and what powers we don't have. I mean, most of us think we can do anything. We can't. It's a stupid thing to think. It's a kind of conditioning, and when we believe that, then we put ourselves out and we stress ourselves and we extend ourselves beyond what is normal for us. And maybe at the age of 50 or 60, we just drop dead like a fly through heart disease, or maybe we get cancer or something, because we've lived this horribly stressed life because we believe that we could do anything. Lots of people around telling you can do anything. Lots of people telling you to dream and to pursue your dream. Do not do that. It's a recipe for misery. Anyway, the world around us is infinitely more powerful than you or I will ever be, and it can destroy us in an instant. Oops, you didn't see that 40-ton truck coming? Yeah, it's just quick. And in fact, I remember many years ago stepping out in front of a bus, and the bus literally graze the front of my face as it went past. If I stepped out literally a tenth of a second earlier, I would have been mincemeat. It's as quick as that. So, capitulate to the power of the universe. The universe is much bigger and more powerful than you are. The universe, existence may be infinite. We don't know, but there's no reason for it not to be infinite. And if it is infinite, then you are effectively zero, because divide anything by infinity and you get zero. So as the Stoics would say, reason never demands anything contrary to nature. A good example. So if it's raining, you really need to abandon your plans to go out sunbathing. Nature has delivered its verdict on the day, it's going to rain, and reason would say, oh, it's not a good day to go out sunbathing. Don't push it. Don't go out with your beach umbrella and towels and little chair and sit on the beach while it's pissing it down with rain. Because this is what we do. This is basically what we're doing all the time by pushing it in our lives. We're going against nature. Nature is infinitely more powerful than we are. We have to basically we have to basically capitulate to nature. And another example, if you are unwell, take it easy. Don't push it. If you don't like mathematics, well, do what you need to do to achieve whatever you want to achieve, but drop it. Don't push it. Don't try and become a mathematical genius if you hate it or if you're not any good at it. And it's the same with philosophy. If your philosophy is not giving you pleasure, or your religion is not giving you pleasure, or your spiritual practices or whatever are not giving you pleasure, then just drop them. Because pleasure is a measure of how much power you're getting from something. If you are not getting power from it, you will not get pleasure, you will not experience joy when you're doing it, and nature is telling you that you're doing the wrong thing. Simple as that. So, life laughs at our self-importance and pompous pretensions. So learn to capitulate, and in the immortal words of Homer, if at first you do not succeed, give up. Practice weakness. Ooh dear, I feel a bit awkward saying that one as well. Practice weakness. Practice being weak instead of being a hero. As soon as you detect that you are getting resistance from the world, then capitulate. You might find it actually rather more productive than, girding your loins and charging into the battle and getting killed. So practice weakness and take the easy road. Now I've got a little secret for you on that one. The easy road is actually the hard road. Why is it hard? Because nobody can do this stuff. We're all full of bullshit. We're all full of, I'm going to do this. Here's my project schedule for the next 6 months. Here's my plan for my life. And all this crap. And people believing that if they stick to their plan, they are showing strength, when in actual fact they're not. They're showing weakness. All they're showing is their conditioning. So abandon enlightenment. All that spiritual crap. The search, striving and effort. And as it says in the Tao Te Ching, bend like a willow in the wind. Give way to all the forces in nature. They are infinitely more strong than you are. Do not resist. Drop ambition. These things are easier said than done. I appreciate that. But, doesn't it sound at least slightly appealing to drop all this iron will that you believe you have, which is actually nothing other than your conditioning, and on your part a total lack of inflexibility and an insensitivity to how nature is behaving, because you're trying to ride roughshod over nature. And of course what will happen is nature will ride roughshod over you. So it's easier said than done, but we all recognize unnecessary and forced effort. Ultimately, we will abandon desire, because desire is at the heart of all of this. And that's another podcast, but desire, because behind ambition, behind everything I've been talking about, is the desire for some kind of gain. So, abandon desire, and you will see how futile and vain the things are that you were desiring, and possibly even life itself. And as the Zen Buddhists would say, all of our suffering derives from the fact that we desire to exist. And that's a long story too.